What's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, one half of HisHerbs, and we are some small-time, soon-to-be big-time gardeners growing food in the high desert of Southern California. So today, guys, what we're going to be working on is I need to build a sifter for our compost, okay? Because we get this compost free from the city, and sometimes they have glass shards, and it have large pieces of wood. It has chicken bones in it. And we don't necessarily want to put all that stuff in the garden. We just want the good stuff, right? We want the other good stuff. So my second focal point for today is going to be to get the garden a little bit more tidy than what it is right now. We have a lot of wind. I don't know what it is about this corner house. The winds blow north, and when they blow north, they bring everything along with it. Trash from other people's houses and complexes, apartment complexes. It comes right up to our gate into the garden. I don't know how it gets into the garden because there's like literally no clearance under the fence for it to blow. So I mean, it has to go over. But I'm just like cereal boxes, soda cans, beer cans, cigarette packs, cigarette butts. Like it ends up in the garden somehow. So I'm gonna just walk around, do a little general cleanup with that. And those are gonna be my two main points for the day. If I'm able to get some other stuff done, then that's great. But if not, at least I got those two main points done for the day. So let's go ahead and get started with this sifter. All right, guys. So somewhere in the recording process, I lost audio because my mic died, and I ran out of space on my phone. So I didn't even get like a portion of what I was doing recorded. So I'm kind of starting over, but not completely, right? So what I'm gonna do, because I lost audio like halfway through building the sifter. All right, guys. So I got this sifter built. It works. It works fantabulously, even if I do say so myself. And let me just show you real quick how how it works all together. Just dump your soil up there. Like I said, these two sticks, whether it's a wheelbarrow or this wagon or anything, or a bin. If you want to sift the soil into a bin, like, or a raised bed or something like that, this should fit most of those things. But it's really super simple to make, and it's super simple to use. So I want to talk to you guys real quick about something that I wish I had learned about early in our garden year, in our garden journey, that just wasn't told to us. And this is specifically for new gardeners. Okay. Um, so, and that's starting from the good foundation in your garden, which is your soil. A couple of weeks ago, we had the pleasure of meeting one of our neighbors. She we did the plant sale, and we got things on Facebook Marketplace, and so she found us up there. She came over to pick up some sunflowers, and she asked us. We talked for about a good half hour to 45 minutes, and she was just asking us questions about gardening. And this was like, I guess she had gardened before, but she didn't have success. A lot of things died, and she just wanted to know how, what you're doing about some things. And she asked us very specifically. She said, "Where should I start? Where should she start?" And me and Keisha, without hesitation, without knowing, I didn't have to look at Keisha. She didn't have to look at me to figure out what to say. What. And we both said the same thing at the same time. I just hit my knee with this bucket. It hurt. I'm just trying to play it off real quick. But we both said, start with your soil. Learn about soil biology and building your soil. That is the foundation of every garden. And I wish 3 years ago that was the topic, that was the talk of the town when we started, because um, I listen. The only thing that we knew was to go buy bag soil. That's it. We didn't know anything about See, more glass. That thing I just threw over there, that was like a piece of a plate. Then we got more glass here. That's why I chose the hardware cloth. And my apologies for bouncing around, during this conversation. But I have to say it before I forget it. But that's why I chose the hardware cloth. It's because the holes are small enough to where none of the like those small pieces of glass can slide through. Because all the glass that I've found have been bigger than the holes in this hardware cloth, in the past. So I thought this would be a good move. So back to what I was saying. I wish someone, that would have been the hot topic back then. But unfortunately, like when you do videos, when you're a content creator, you kind of keep things moving. So if you've already done a video about soil building, you're probably not going to come around to doing that video again for maybe a couple of years, if you ever do it again. So, and some of these people, they were hundreds of thousands of subscribers in by the time that we found them. And just like it is now with YouTube, right? If you start looking at something, if you start looking up something, they're gonna give you the most popular channels first, right? You gotta dig and you gotta sift through, just like I'm doing now. You gotta sift through everybody's material in all these different channels. And who's gonna do that? Who's gonna sit and watch, uh, you know, uh, uh, 300 videos from 30 different channels to try to find, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna do a Google search. I mean, you're gonna do a YouTube search, and you're gonna get whatever you're gonna take whatever you're given. So I get why, you know, I get why we didn't see it. It's just like this video right here. As important as I think I may feel that it is to a new gardener, is only going to get pushed out so much, and then it's going to kind of fade into obscurity, so to speak, right? Because that's just the way things go. So, but because this topic is so important, this is something that I feel like I should do every year. Maybe every year at the beginning of the year, because that's when most people like to start their gardens. Even new gardeners, they don't know about growing in the fall, so they think that everything grows in the spring. So that's when you probably have the largest influx of new gardeners is in the spring. But learning how to build your soil the right way, and you don't have to go. Yeah, you don't have to. I thought I was doing it in the wrong place. The glass. You don't have to go buy the bag soil. It could save you so much money, so much time, so much heartache. And there's nothing wrong whether you choose to grow flowers or food. It don't matter, because it's all the same. It's all the same concept. But if you learn to do things the right way, starting with your soil, you will learn how to fertilize, because you'll understand the needs of your soil, which is going to help you to understand the needs of your plants. And once you understand that your soil has everything that it needs, you'll also understand that you don't need to go and buy and reach for everything that's on the shelves in these big box stores, because it can be overwhelming. And a lot of times, I believe that a lot of, because it almost happened to me when we first started gardening, and I was trying to understand how to grow strawberries. I was trying to understand strawberries. And the information that people was putting out was very vague, because they would follow it up with, buy my book to learn more. And I'm like, no, I don't want to buy your book to learn more. I just want to grow strawberries. And that's why me and Keisha had made an agreement when we first started this channel, that we would never sell the information, no matter how big our channel got or small it stayed. We would never sell the information. If you want to support us financially, buy a coffee cup, buy a hoodie, a t-shirt, something like that. But I'm not gonna write a book. Now, if somebody asked me to come do a speak at speak at a place, then yeah, because now it's my time outside of, you know what I'm saying, everything else. That's different. But on YouTube, like, I'm not gonna charge you for. We're not like we wouldn't charge you for this information. You deserve and have the right to know how to grow your own food because ish is getting bad, right? But so anyway, I I digress. Back to what I was saying. Learning about this stuff right here, learning how to build your soil, um, doing a sample, a soil test to find out what is in your soil. Do you have an alkaline soil? Is it more? Do you have high amounts of nitrogen, low amounts of nitrogen? Like finding out what is in your soil, and then building on that by adding good organic matter. And if you're new to gardening and you're watching this video for the first time, um, and you don't understand exactly what organic matter is, it means exactly what it says: organic matter, things that come from the earth. So that would be, if you look inside your home, that would be paper shredding. Like if you get your mail and you shred it, paper shreds, um, toilet paper and paper towel rolls, toilet paper and paper towels. Those are things that come from the earth, from wood, right? Food scraps, obviously, everybody knows that. All that good stuff, right? That's organic matter. On the outside of the house, you're gonna have stuff like sawdust, leaves, wood chips, grass clippings, um, horse manure, cow manure. I really wish that that was something that was the hot topic at the year that we started gardening, because the hot topic the year we started gardening was honestly about fertilizing in 511, right? That was the talk of the town, right? Which is good, but if you understand soil building, you'll understand why you need 511. You'll understand why you need to use the fertilizers if you choose to use them. You'll understand how those things affect your garden. Like once you apply the fertilizers, whether they are synthetic or not, how synthetic or organic, how they affect your garden as a whole. So like I said, that's something that I wish people were talking about more when we first started gardening, because it's not always as easy. Like when you take a place like this that has this level of this quality of soil, you can't grow much in here, right? Some things will grow, like um, squash plants, pumpkins and squash. They love this stuff. They absolutely love it. Like we had all kinds of volunteers pop up in the middle of nowhere where there wasn't even any good quality soil at. They would just pop up like right there, and they would grow and they would fruit. So stuff like that, those kind of plants, they love this kind of soil. But you can't just throw anything in this soil and expect it to thrive. We have very alkaline soil. Can't throw a blueberry in this bush in this. Can't throw. We did throw the blackberry bush, but we had to amend a little bit, right? We had to amend it. Um, so knowing that stuff off at first hand, it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of sleepless nights trying to laying there trying to figure out what you did wrong and why your cabbage won't grow. Right? Um, so yeah, y'all. So like I said, if you're a new gardener, number one, take the time to learn about soil biology. Grab you a book. I was actually recommended a book from someone, and I'm gonna pass that off to you guys. And the name of that book is Teaming with. I think it's called Teaming with Life. I'll put a link in the description. Try to put it on the screen somewhere, and try to show you the picture of it. I think it was called Teaming with Life or something like that. But it's about soil biology. It's boring. It's probably gonna be boring because it's science, and they're gonna probably get a little deep on some topics that we have no idea about. But that's okay, because that's gonna save you so much time, money, and energy in the future. But I was recommended that book. I'm gonna pick that up. Haven't grabbed it yet, but I'm gonna pick it up. Start there. Look up some YouTube videos about regenerative gardening, about no tilling, about look up. I think her name is Dr. Elaine. Dr. Elaine something, but she talks about how to build basically the perfect compost and the science behind it. But the way she explains it to me, it makes it not boring. And I actually, or maybe maybe it was boring, but I'm just, maybe it'd be boring to some people, but maybe I'm just that guy, right? That found it entertaining. But anyway, I'll put her once again. I'll put her name, her channel in the description or on the screen or whatever, so you guys can look her up as well. Um, but start there, right? And whatever you do, don't consume so much information that it stalls you out and you end up with paralysis by analysis. It almost happened to me, like I said, with them strawberries. I was getting so frustrated about where to start and where to begin I almost didn't do it. When we're talking like 2019, I almost didn't do it, and I was like, nah, what am I doing? I'm just go get something done. It can't be that hard to figure out, right? And I'm glad I did. Um, but I know a lot of new gardeners. When you're first starting out, you want to know where to begin. That's paralysis by analysis is very dangerous, and it is real, right? But I like this thing, y'all. Nice little sifter. Boom, and look at what I end up with. Nice, soft, sifted soil, compost rather. Right? Boom, I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, don't get paralysis by analysis. Get out there, make it happen. Find the right people with the right info. If I knew people that was out actually putting out, if I come across people that's actually putting out good information, trust me, I put it in I put it out there. And I'm gonna do one last. I'm gonna talk about one last person. I'm always shouting them out in videos anyway, but he has the Instagram, Pepper Rookie. His Instagram, he's always tagging me and stuff, and like his stuff grows amazing, right? And he uses organic materials, organic matter, fish heads, other plants. He does the aerated. I don't know if he's doing aerated worm tea, or if he's doing like aerated compost tea, like jungle juice, like what we make with jungle juice. I don't know. He may be doing both. Not sure, but his stuff grows really, 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 really well. And he uses, according to his videos, all organic matter. So it can be done, and this stuff is big. It's not. He's not getting these little penny little cabbage heads like this big. He's getting his greens are great. His sweet potatoes came out great. His sugar cane his sugar cane that he got from somebody that came out great. Grew nice and tall, and but it's people like that you want to follow, right? People who are students of the game and put out a bunch of information and things that is going to be useful, that's truthful and going to be useful to you. So yeah, so that's it for that, y'all. I just wanted to put that out because that's like super important for new gardeners. Like I said, I wish that information had been out when I was first starting out, because it saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, you know. But it is what it is. I learned along the way, and now when you do better, when you know better, you do better, right? So we've pivoted. We've made the pivot, and we've gotten away from the bag soil because we don't have to get it, right? If I was in a position where I had to buy it, I would buy it. But I'm in a position where I don't have to buy it, so I'm not going to buy it because I get this stuff for free. I get that. Oh, it's under that, but I get the super poop for free. That pile of wood chips for free. Why am I gonna go to the store and buy anything right now, right? Um, I did a video on that, telling you guys about using your resources so that you can do the same thing, so that you can cut your costs as well. Because gardening can be expensive. It's like working on a car, man. Car parts are expensive. Redecorating that house, it's expensive. But that really good quality kitchen, nice set for the kitchen, it's expensive, right? And gardening is no different. No different. Even if you're a hobby gardener, it's no different, right? So I just wanted to address that with you guys, especially with the new gardeners. Like I said, the beginner gardeners. Um, Honestly, it doesn't matter where you are in your gardening journey. That information that I just put out is it holds true and it has value. So now that I've made my sifter, I sifted some soil and showed you guys how that sifter, how effective it is. Just look at all these wood chips right here, all that stuff right there. Now this is mostly organic matter. There's probably very few pieces of plastic or paper, plastic or inorganic matter in here. So I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to actually use this as a ground cover. I'm going to use this as mulch in the walkways and the pathways, right? Because what I did was when I sifted another bag, I got a lot of the mulch, I mean the bigger wood pieces out, making sure it didn't do it to me again. And I threw it down on the ground over there as a mulch, and it's keeping the weeds suppressed. So I'm going to continue to do that with this stuff. Obviously, you need some thicker layers, but yeah, I'm like, I got it. Why not use it? That way, I can use that stuff for something else, and use this stuff to serve that purpose. I do want to give you a note about sifting your soil or your compost. When you sift it, keep in mind that you're taking out a lot of those big pieces that can offer stability to that bed or to that container or whatever. So if you grow something like tomatoes or peppers, you may have to stake them because they're not going to have this. The soil is not going to be compacted enough to keep that plant upright. So keep that in mind. If you're going to grow stuff like melons that they're sprawling along the ground, cabbages, stuff like that that's low, that don't grow up tall, that don't grow up really tall, this would be fine. But for other things that need some stability and some support, you might not want to sift as much, if you're going to sift at all. If you found this video useful, helpful, all that good stuff, hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.